I will tell you exactly why this full moon that we are going to have on the 20th of October 2021 in the zodiac sign of Aries is going to be so important, it's going to be so significant, it's going to be so magnificent, it's going to be so powerful when it comes to every single one of you. This is a very, very special time indeed. Not only on the 20th of October 2021 we are having such a powerful, oh my lord, full moon in the zodiac sign of Aries, which is of course ruled by Mars, but at the same time we have got a whole new door opening, we have got a whole new portal opening at the very same time indeed. So this is why the 20th of October is going to be so important. And what is going to be so significant? Well, what I want to say, what I would like to stress really at this moment in time is the fact that there was a lot building up until this moment. There was a lot building up until this point in time. So this is why energetically we are going to be able to feel this. But because Aries in itself, it's so powerful, it's so strong, and it's so significant when it comes to this absolutely fabulous, miraculous energy that we are going to find so beneficial like there is no tomorrow. It is the time when we're going to feel refreshed. It is the time when we're going to feel re-energized. It is the time when we're going to start finding ourselves yet again. When I say that this is the time when we're going to when we're going to start finding ourselves yet again, this is important to mention because all these feelings and emotions and vibration that I've already mentioned on the 20th of October 2021 are not only going to motivate us, are not only going to re-energize us, are not only going to be like an important part of our personal rebirth, but it is about a reminder of who we are. What are we doing on this earth? What our role is, what our path is, what is our spirituality going to tell us, and what is our spirituality, our own spirituality going to highlight at this moment in time is going to be super important indeed. And I am talking about the 20th of October. As I said, this is the time when the whole new portal is about to open, purely because a lot was building up until this moment in time. So now this energy and this vibration, using an absolutely miraculous power of the actual Aries, is just going to start turning things upside down for us, but in the best possible way. It's about our own spirit, it's about our own essence, it's about us being in touch on a very, very deep level with ourselves, okay? So it's not only about the 20th of October that I'm talking about, but I'm talking about the time, specifically important time when it comes to the actual manifestation. It's going to start on the 20th of October, but it's going to be significant and rather important right until the end of that month, right until the 31st of October 2021. And of course the 31st of October 2021 is going to play an absolutely a giant role in all this at the same time, because this is the time when the veil in between this world and the spirit world is at its thinnest, and it's always rather thin. We're always part of all sorts of vibrations, all sorts of dimensions indeed. But in this particular instance, on the 31st of October, the difference is that we are literally visited by our ancestors. We are visited by the spirits who used to be in our lives. We are visited by the spirits who are pretty much so important to us, and vice versa as well, for example. And these spirits might not necessarily be that are very much so about only like the spirits who used to be in our lives. There are lots of like a rather friendly spirits who are going to jump into this world literally and guide us through by giving us and providing us a light, on our path where we find a little bit of darkness. So what does all this has to do with the actual the full moon in Aries, on the 20th of October? Well, I will tell you what this has to do with this. You know, this is very important time. The whole month is absolutely mind-blowing how important it is going to be for every single one of us on a much deeper level. So pay attention to signs and things like that from the very first day of the month of October, of course. But by the time we get to the 20th of October, as I said, this is the time when the new portal is going open, and at the same time we've got a powerful, mind-blowing full moon in the zodiac sign of Aries. This is the beginning, this is the start, okay, of the very important manifestation in our life, which is going to take place. You know, it's going to happen at the different times to us individually, because of course it depends to our spiritual journey. To some of us it's going to happen on the 20th of October, to some of us it's going to happen on 21st, 22nd, 23rd, you know, and so on. But the difference is like about the 31st of October. And why did I mention the 31st of October, and what the 31st of October is going to actually play when it comes to its role? It's these spirits that I've mentioned are just going to basically come through and give us a very important sign. Very strong sign when it comes to these particular manifestations that are actually going to take place on the 20th of October. So maybe on the 20th of October something is going to be on your mind, you know, that you're not going to be able to explain. Maybe on the 20th of October, like, you're going to be drawn towards a certain path. Maybe on the 20th of October you're going to start thinking, oh, what should I do, you know, when it comes to my personal development? Or maybe on the 20th of October you're going to maybe kind of like just start kind of like thinking about a brand new path which is going to come to you just out of the blue, you know. But the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, it could happen at any time, because all this time is rather sacred. But the 20th of October is just the beginning, so you need to pay attention to what you feel drawn to. You need to pay attention to what is calling you. You need to pay attention to what is making you feel good. Listen, this is so important. What else is making this full moon so powerful when it comes to us having this powerful sign, when it comes to us being on our path and doing the right thing and having a mind-blowing confirmation on the 31st of October 2021? And this sign can come to you like maybe something strange is going to happen on the 31st of October, something completely unexplainable. Maybe something will just fall down. Maybe you will be able to smell somebody's perfume. Maybe you will be able to smell somebody's aftershave, somebody who used to be in your life. Maybe you're going to start feeling like a very strong connection to somebody who passed away, you know, and who was very connected to you. You know, maybe that person is going to be on your mind. Maybe you're just going to like kind of like feel someone on one side, and then you look and there is nobody there. But of course that you know that there was, that there is, that there are, you know. So these are like this sign that is going to come to you. It's going to come like in many different ways, but it's not about the sign. It's about the confirmation, what you were thinking about the time. This is all these little dots that you're going to need to be able to connect, but you're not going to need to work much like a lot for this, because it's about the power of synchronicity. So almost immediately you will be able to tell what this is. It's just about the confirmation, and it's about having the right sign. An important, powerful sign that, you know, what was on your mind in this stage, in this period, in between the 20th of October and the end of that month, you know, it's just something that you should go for. And it's just going to clear lots of confusion as well. And what I was going to say, what else makes this full moon so powerful, so magical, it's just about the power of manifestation. It's going to be mind-blowing. The power of our energy, it's going to be absolutely mind-blowing, because Aries, my gorgeous Aries, how I like to call them, are very powerful. They're very passionate about life. They're very passionate. Aries are very passionate about things in life. Aries are all about like following your own intuition. Aries are all about like a personal development. Aries are all about being really energetic. Aries are all about getting things done. Aries are all about being really fast, being really passionate about the right things in life. I mean, this is absolutely brilliant, because it's about the self-development and most certainly time for action, taking action, but at the same time following your passion. Your passion is going to be enhanced through the actual power of Aries energy itself, and that in itself is just going to kind of bring you the moment of kind of reminding you who you are, re-energizing you at the same time, but also, you know, it's going to help you with your own grounding. You know, it's all about not seeing something, connecting and reconnecting with what you actually see, but reconnecting at the same time on a very deep levels with yourself. So this is why this is so important. It is like a passionate energy that Aries are going to bring. This is important to say. It is time for action, action, action. It's time to start new things. It's time for the new beginning. It's time to test the water. If you don't jump in the water, you're never going to learn how to swim. Now this is the time to jump in the water, most certainly. Time for action, new projects, and time for planning. At the same time, just don't forget that people in your life are going to be playing an important role. Again, in between the 20th of October and the 31st of October. Just remember that the people in your life are going to be playing an important role. There are going to be some surprises. There are going to be some unions and reunions. But also at the same time, you see, when it comes to this powerful synchronicity, these people in your life are going to be playing also their own rather significant, mysterious and powerful role. And I say mysterious because they are gonna kind of manifest at around you at around the right time when it comes to the power of synchronicity yet again. So the people in your life are just gonna be aligned with yourself in a very certain way, where you're going to be thinking about something and then someone who's very closely connected to you just answers this, and it's just like kind of, you find this rather mind-blowing, because it's like, oh my god, how did you know that this was on my mind, blah blah blah. And it's going to be lots of things like that. So also, when it comes to the ideas, when it comes to things that you're going to be told, when it comes to things that that are going to be pinpointed at you, in between the 20th of October and the 31st of October, it's a very much so time to pay attention to this, because this is coming from somewhere very important, from somewhere different, from the deepest parts of the universe that are requiring you, that requires you now to align yourself with it by believing it, by trusting it, by thinking about it, by taking this into consideration, things that you've been told by the people who really know you. So the relationships are also going to be playing an important role. And as I said, don't be surprised if you're told something that is just really going to be kind of mind-blowing and it's going to completely surprise you, but it's again a few days later, when you think about it, it just completely makes sense. This is all connected to people in your life. This is all connected to the actual people who mean to you, and people who are important to you. But just I want to stress how important this time is when it comes to our personal development. Now this is more important than ever. And also, use this powerful energy, use the power of the new portal. And how do you use this power of the new portal that it's open? Well, from the 20th of October until the 31st of October, this is basically like a sacred time. Anything to do with the personal development, anything to do with the career, anything to do with the finances, any problems you want to sort out, any conclusion that needs to come up, any compromise that you need to do, any process of justice that you would like to kind of start up, or anything like that for that matter. This is an absolutely miraculous time to actually go for it, because not only the vibration and energy is going to be on your side, but you're also going to find to have so much more energy in general. Believe me, ill or not, even if you feel completely drained, you're gonna surprise yourself with the amount of energy that you're going to have. So this is the time, as I already mentioned, for the projects, for the new beginnings, for the new starts, to inspect the situation, to be rather adventurous, to kind of throw yourself into all sorts of opportunities. Pay attention to where you feel stuck in your life. Pay attention to where you feel slow in your life. Pay attention to those parts of your life in between the 20th and the 31st of October that are really kind of annoying you, that became really boring, because it's also also going to be pretty much so connected to the relevant adjustment and readjustment that it's almost immediately going to become obvious. And at the same time, you are, through the power of your own alignment, you are going to have the bravery that you wouldn't normally have. And your bravery is your power. Your bravery is connected to your emotions. Your bravery is also at the same time going to be playing an important role, you know, when it comes to the actual doing the right thing, you know, and making the necessary step, you know, towards your future that you wouldn't normally make. This is really important time for every single one of us. And honestly, oh my Lord, like when it comes to the actual manifestation and trying things and being adventurous and being brave, you know, the more you use this vibration, the more powerful this is actually going to be. Because, you know, whatever you start by the end of the 31st of October, you don't need to start things physically, you know, you don't need to have the new beginning like straight away, oh my God, I just, you know, it can only be in your mind. It can a lot to do with also the power of planning and readjusting things in your mind, and also preparing yourself for an important time to come, you know, in particular when it comes to things that take a really long time, you know, to happen, to achieve and to manifest. This is an absolutely remarkable time when it comes to the new beginning, so you just need to use it wisely. Those of you, you know, those of us that have been like quite confused maybe with your future, those of you that were kind of uncertain, like what you're gonna do, you know, what your next step would be, you know, just see what this is going to reveal to you, because it's all about the following your own emotions, your own like intuition, your own third psychic eye. Just remember, this is the time of the greatest alignment when it comes to yourself, and when it comes to your career, when it comes to your passion, when it comes to your power, when it comes to your energy. So if you feel stuck, if you feel negative, you know, there are a lot of answers that are going to be completely kind of like connected to you. So it's also at the same time, this is an important time to pay attention to your dreams, you know, to pay attention to what is also in between the 20th and the 31st of October 2021. Yes, I know I said millions of times in my readings, but it's just to pay attention to what is also on your mind, like the very first thing in the morning. Not necessarily as soon as you open your eyes, but where you drift off, you know, because there will be some surprises. You know, you will wake up in the morning at some point in between the 20th and the 31st of October, and you're just going to find it rather mind-blowing where your mind is actually going to drift when it comes to planning. When it comes to like thinking, something very unusual is going to be on your mind, and this is something that the universe is going to try to tell you. This is something what the spirits are going to try to tell you to pay attention to it, because later on you're going to need it in your life, because it's going to become quite interesting part of your life indeed. So this is something that you need to pay attention to as well, apart from watching the signs. And also I'm just gonna do little shuffle of this gorgeous oracle deck, and I'm going to completely connect to the power on the 20th of October 2021. So it's all about the 20th of October, in between the 20th of October 2021 and the 31st of October 2021. This is like a big mama when it comes to this big moment that we are all going to have. We needed this rejuvenation, my gorgeous people. You need to understand, we needed this rejuvenation so much, okay, because lots of us felt completely drained, and this draining of energy can cause all sorts of blockages. So this is something, this is why Aries are so unique when it comes to their powerful energy. And this is the time when we're gonna we're gonna be able to share this energy, every single one of us. We're gonna be able to use this energy, every single one of us. We're gonna be able to like basically use this energy to best of our abilities, you know. So it's really, really important. So I'm just going to take 3 oracle cards out, and this is most certainly for the period and stage in between the 20th and the 31st of October. So we have strength, okay. The oracle card number 1 is strength. You see this? Strength. power. And this does not surprise me whatsoever, because the period and the stage in between the 20th and the 31st of October, it's all about having this absolutely miraculous strength. Use it wisely, because it's going to come in so handy when it comes to like dealing with problems and things and situations in your lives that you wouldn't normally understand. So this is the strength. You see, this time is also bringing us an important strength. Our strength is our power. Our power is our confidence, okay? When all this is perfectly aligned, we are like absolutely remarkably powerful with every single thing that we set our mind to do, okay? So that's the oracle card number 1. Oracle card number 2. And this is the energy that is just going to collectively affect every single one of us, no matter which sign we are. Now centering, like, ooh la la, surprises, surprises. You see this? Like, we've got the strength, and now we've got the centering, and it's all about, like, basically having that balance that we didn't have in a long time. It's all about being perfectly centered, you know, and ignoring the negative things that have been draining us. And also, by perfectly being centered, you know, we ground ourselves and we understand what things in our lives make us feel happy, what things in our lives makes us feel like really negative. By centering ourselves, we understand what to ignore and what to pay attention to, because very often, you know, when there are lots of things going on in our lives, maybe we don't pay attention to things that we should pay attention to. Maybe sometimes the energy is a little bit weird, the energy is a little bit funny, and we kind of like our attention gets taken away by things that can actually wait. So this is about centering. It's like, you know, you get a powerful moment, you know, and you know exactly what part of your life you need to pay attention to, you need to give more energy to in order to move on. Very important indeed. So now the third oracle card that I'm going to take out with the help of these wonderful spirits around me. The third oracle card that I'm going to take out, and this is for the stage and the period in between the 20th, when we have the portal opening and the full moon in the zodiac sign of Aries, and this is in between the 20th of October and the end of that month. And the third card is patience. Like, absolutely remarkable. Have patience. There will be things that will be coming up to you. Do not ignore them, because this is all the part of the little challenge and little test, karmic test that we are all going to have. There are certain things that are going to come to us, but they're also going to put us off by its longevity. Okay, because something is not going to be that clear. Something is still going to be like kind of causing a certain blockage, like far in the distance, far the part of our future, far in the distance. But we must not let that prevent us to move on. We must not let that to affect our way of planning. So just remember that the patience is really, really important. The patience is going to be absolutely important, but in order to understand and get a picture about our future, but in such a way where you don't subconsciously block yourself, you know, because very often we do this because the timing can put us off. So the patience is important, very important indeed. And guess what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to take the fourth card out. I've just felt like it, and I have to literally do it. There you go. You are about to see something also very important, and what you're going to see important in between the 20th and the 31st of October 2021, my gorgeous people, it's also going to have a very beneficial effect and impact on things around you. Things around you are as important as everything else. You need to pay attention to what would you like to change in your immediate environment. You need to pay attention to what is like kind of what you haven't changed in a long time, but also when it comes to the making necessary changes in your immediate environment, this is very, very important time. in between the 20th and the 31st of October, because you need to understand, when every single time you do something, you move something about, you paint something, you bring something new in, you're creating a very powerful and magnetic energy. Your movement will create a magnetic and powerful energy, and that same movement is going to be directly responsible for the universe to actually inspire you along the way. So while you are creating changes within your immediate environment, when the new portal opens, at the same time you need to understand that there are lots of ideas that you will have that are going to be absolutely out of this world, but they're going to be super important and beneficial when it comes to the next step in your life, because you will see that very important realization is going to come through, and that realization that it's going to come through, it's really going to surprise you. It's to do with a problem, with something that was really irritating you for a long time, and now suddenly it's just going to seem like absolutely nothing and something so easy to deal with. And this is the power and magic that I'm talking about. Okay, my gorgeous people, I love every single one of you. Thank you so much for watching my videos. My name is Sasha Bonasin. I'm a psychic medium. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye. Mwah.